Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode number 11 of the Impact Bodega Podcast. I am the co-host of quintessential Puerto Rican muffin, Jorge Luis Martinez Jr. And as always, I have at least one co-host with me because there's three of us, but lately it's only been one. But right now, straight from Puerto Rico, he just got done working out with Nick Aldis and getting him ready for All In. I'm sorry, oh wow, no, and the 70th anniversary show. So for his part two, so he's ready and he's here. He's sweaty, but he's here. So all the way from La Isla del Canto, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, once again, Robert Rosselló, better known on the internet as Robert Does Wrestling, once again on the Impact Bodega podcast, and this is the episode 11. And today we're gonna be talking about Impact Wrestling from September 27, 2018. And there was obviously a lot of Latinos during this episode. Obviously, this was recorded in Mexico City, Mexico, in El Frontón, right? And we
Yes.
got one of the best matches of the night. We got the Latin American Exchange LAX versus the Desi Hit Squad. What are your thoughts on this, Jorge?
This was a good match. If it wasn't that we already know that NAX is going up against the OGs and everything's already been set up with that, it would have been a better match. I would have been maybe hoping that the Desi squad might have pulled up an upset. But since we know things are already set in stone, that wasn't going to happen. I love the Desi Hit Squad. Sometimes they look good, sometimes they look bad. But in this match, they look good. And the LAX is flying high. Just 2 more weeks before Bound for Glory, man, and I can't wait for that show. And both of those teams are flying high, doing moves, innovative maneuvers, and it shows why LAX is right now the number one tag team in the whole world. The Young Bucks started it, and LAX has taken over that now, and I can't wait for Bound for Glory, man. It's going to be good.
And by the way, that was a good match, and the Desi Hit
Yes.
Squads is growing up as a tag team. They look a lot better than the last time, and that is good. Obviously, they
Yeah,
are showing
exactly. Yeah,
improvement.
it's like sometimes they look good and then sometimes they look bad. How they put them, and then in Toronto they look good in the first set of tapings, not that good in the second set of tapings, and now here in this match they look good, but I just didn't feel any urgency towards the match, like LAS was gonna lose because of Bound for Glory coming out. So maybe if they have it again in November, I will feel differently. But it did what it was supposed to do. Make LAS look good in the ring and keep pushing them towards that Bound for Glory match.
And after the match, LAX was celebrating their victory, and on the Owl Throne, the OGs and King
What did you
appear.
call it? What
The
did you call the screen?
the Owl Throne.
The Owltron. I just thought, I said, hold on, did he just say the Owltron? That sounds cool though. I actually like that, the Owltron.
The Owl Throne.
I like that. I like that, the Owltron.
So King obviously caught a killer promo,
Mm.
and then he showed a couple of pictures of Konnan back in the late 80s and early 90s when he was still during that time wearing a mask before obviously he lost that, and obviously he had a copy or one of the legitimate mask of Conan, and he burned that mask while obviously Homicide and Hernandez were laughing at the whole thing, obviously in order to provoke Conan and LAX for their match at Bound for Glory. What do you think about this angle that and the direction that they went with
Man,
the angle?
the promo was crazy. How did King come here before under the DCC banner and never got to speak maybe once or twice is beyond me. But this dude knows how to call the promo. He knows his job is to get the heat. He got the heat. I still don't like the mask thing and then the burning of the mask. I thought that was crazy right there, and we all know that's a humongous fake, $2, $5 mask that just they got in the corner somewhere. But it still hit home, man. Just seeing something like that, and you saw how fast the mask burned, so you know that mask is like real cheap as hell. But because that thing just went up in flames like quick. I'm like, damn, that was like silicone mask or something like that. But and then you see why they don't let Homicide and Hernandez talk, and why they have Kingston talk there. But it's doing what it's supposed to do. He wants to get Konnan and the rest of the guys to break the ceasefire by any means necessary. Last week was something. This week is burning the mask. I want to see what's going to happen next week. What he's going to do to get them to break the ceasefire. But I mean, it's whoever wrote and got this together is doing one hell of a job with this whole LAX OG's feud, man. I mean, when you thought they couldn't get any farther from Toronto, it's getting farther, and you're like, wow, man. You just can't wait to see the match.
Yeah, they did a good
Fantastic
thing.
job,
Yeah, by
fantastic
by
job.
by adding that thing of burning
Yeah,
that
yeah.
mask and
Oh yeah, I
Conan.
mean, I think the mask thing, the burning of it, just kind of took it one step further. Like I didn't think he would do that until he grabbed them and said, "Oh, he didn't burn the mask." I just didn't expect the damn thing to burn so damn fast. I'm like, "Oh, that's got to be the cheapest mask I've ever seen." That thing just went boom, like quick. Well, other than that, man, the special effects and what they're trying to get across is working perfectly.
Yeah. So w- we got some talent that is gonna be debuting next week. We got Clown
Yes, very
joining
good.
Katarina, and they're gonna be now feuding against Grado and Joe Hendricks. Thoughts on this? I'm not gonna comment much on this. I'm not that familiar with Murder Crown. I know all the other dudes like Soccer Clown and blah 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 blah
Yes,
blah, but
Psycho
not this one.
Clown.
Yeah,
Yeah, Murder Clown is the big one, the bruiser of the group when they used to be together, when they were healed, because then they got a Psycho Clown now being the humongous babyface there now in AAA.
yeah,
But Murder Clown is the big muscle guy, and he's the crazy one. He's the one that likes to kill people and hurt, and a lot of those no holds bar matches when they bring out the glass and stuff like that. He's involved in a lot of those matches. So this match here, I see. I love Henry. I mean, Grado not that much, but Henry he has the look for the future. But he's gonna get killed next week. I mean, he Murder Clown is gonna throw that dude around, and if he doesn't put him to a table or something with some glass, I'll be shocked. But this dude is gonna go out there and kill Henry next week. I see that he's gonna kill.
yeah. And that
Uh,
guy is huge. He's like
yeah, he's a big dude. Yeah,
6'4", 6'5", something along
I
those.
mean, and he doesn't look like much, but that dude takes a lot of punishment from all the years that I've seen him wrestle there in AAA. So this is gonna be bad for Henry next week.
The other piece of Latino content on this one was obviously Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix kidnapping Dave Crist because obviously they took advantage that Sammy Callahan and Jake were over in the ring, obviously because Jade had a match with Brian Cage, and Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix took advantage of that. What I need to say first is it kind of caught me out of surprise that Pentagon Jr. curse on Spanish and
Mhm.
there was not, censorship or anything along those lines. So that kind of caught me off guard. So, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, the cursing part, if you notice, they've been cursing in Spanish since the first episode in Mexico there. So, that, and they usually be going crazy with the curse words, in the ring and stuff like that. But not to take away from the cage and the blonde haired kid, Chris Christ or whatever how you pronounce it, but the match itself was a good as match.
Yeah,
I mean, Cage is a beast. This dude is flying all over the place. And the blonde haired kid, which I always forget which one is which by the names, he could wrestle. I mean, he doesn't get that much shine as an individual solo wrestler. There's always an attack team, but the kid could go. And
yeah,
he could do a lot of flips, and he has some good educated feet. When, strike, and then do the full round kick and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, like this dude is really getting Cage. Well, you already see the ending was going to happen when Cage killed him. And surprisingly enough, it's just like they went back and you got us once in Toronto. We're going to get you in our own backyard in Mexico. The only thing that I laughed about the whole segment was when they both double kicked the black haired kid, and supposedly he has his hands tied in his back, but when he's falling back on the chair, you see both of his hands like holding his fall. And I'm going, well, hold up. I thought he's supposed to have his hands tied up, but he's actually breaking his fall when he's falling backwards. So I thought that was funny when I saw that. Hey, he did it kind of quick, but you can see both of his hands kind of, breaking the fall. So I thought that was funny though. But it's another match, and like you said earlier when you said the Owltron, this show
yeah,
felt like they were using the Owltron to its own advantage because there was like what, like 3, 4 times that the Owltron was used
yeah,
to cut some kind of promo. So that was crazy because I'm going like, man, that screen looks good as hell. That's a beautiful set the way they had it set up. The entrance, and they have that 125-foot humongous screen, and it's HD, HDR, whatever. The colors are coming through so beautiful from that, and I'm like, wow, they actually put some money into that screen and put some effort to show the Owltron at its best. Because there was like 3, 4 bigness going from the screen, so I was like, damn, they used the Owltron good tonight. So I was happy about the Owltron getting some love. Yeah,
yeah. They taking advantage that they have
yeah,
a
exactly.
screen. There,
And that's a beautiful screen, man. That they used it real good this week.
and I guess we got the last match that included Latino talent, and it was the first match of the night. So we went backwards on this one.
Yeah. I thought you forgot about that. I was gonna remind you about that one.
Yeah, we got for the Impact Knockouts title for the Impact Knockouts Championship. Tessa Blanchard versus Faby Apache. The match. One thing that I need to say is that the match was a lot shorter than what I was expecting, but it was not obviously a bad match. Fabi Apache did all of her power move, and the same as Tessa, but at the end of the day, Tessa was the one that ended up winning this bout. What are your thoughts on this, Jorge?
Yeah, two things, 2 points that I want to say about this match here. Yes, it was short. Um, but this match, I was surprised that it was the first match, and it started off a good show with which I thought could have been a match that could have happened in the beginning of the second hour, or even could have been the main event of the show and giving it some length into it. But it did its job. It showed Fabi as being the veteran, 20 years, doing her power moves and showing everything. And one thing about Mexican wrestling, man, they try to put you into a press as much as possible. And I get excited when I see those matches. But at the same time, it helped show Tessa Blanchard the type of athlete that she's in right now, or that she is, because she's only 23 years old, but she's in the ring handling herself like she's been in the ring for 20 years, and that comes from the pedigree being raised in a wrestling family and busting her butt inside the ring, and then of course being Tony Blanchard's daughter don't hurt either. But it showed that she's ahead of a lot of females when it comes to wrestling. And she just hit 23 years old, man. She looks like she's been in the ring for a long time. So I loved the way how the match came out. I just didn't like that it wasn't long enough, and maybe it should have been at the beginning of the second hour, or even saved as the main event. But being the first one, it actually started off a good night because there was a lot of good action the rest of the night. I just thought it was just weird that it was the first match.
Yeah, yeah, that kind of got me off guard. I,
Uh,
you know, i I think the best way that you should put the knockouts is at the main event of the first hour. They always pop a rating when you put them on that spot, but obviously I don't work for there, and obviously this was recorded like in a road,
yeah, yeah.
therefore it was edited later on, and I guess that was the way that they decided to put that match.
But I figured being that it was Faby Apache and he's in Mexico, her hometown, her own backyard, I thought that maybe it would have been a good main event to showcase a talent from Mexico that's done a lot for women's wrestling and especially Mexican wrestling, as the main event, just to kind of give her, okay, we're gonna put you in the main event, go ahead and make our girl look good. So I thought that should have been the main event because of that. But like you said, we don't work for Impact, so it did its job. It did what it was supposed to do. So
Yeah. So what else do you have in mind? Because I heard you talking about some rumors and
well,
innuendos
well,
and
we,
that
we,
type
well,
of
we,
stuff.
we didn't mention what happened after the match of Fabi and Tessa Blanchard,
Yeah. Taya.
where
Taya.
Tanya finally has resurfaced. And nobody's seen her in, my God, was
In
this last
months.
year?
Yeah.
Last year? No, this year?
This
Was it
year,
last year?
early this year.
This year in Orlando. And for people that might think, don't know, she's having visa issues. And I think you mentioned that before on your show. And that's the reason why you haven't seen her in the Canada shows. And I don't know why she wasn't in Mexico this time for that, but she's back and she challenged Tessa for the women's title at Bound for Glory. And another thing that I like is that she was talking a lot in Spanish. That's
Yeah.
Taya, and then because she is huge in Mexico. She's been in Mexico for years and years and years. And the one thing that you and I spoke about before, she actually had a T-shirt that says "Perro del Mal,"
Yeah.
and that was a homage to the leader of the Perro del Mal, which was Luis Aguado Jr., who unfortunately back in 2015 passed away in the ring after getting a Rey Mysterio 619 um, move. And I guess I don't know how what happened, but I guess he went into cardiac arrest, or his he popped his head back too fast or something, and he died on the match. So she was paying homage to being one of the members from back then, from the Ferro del Mal, which means the dogs of hell in English. And the motto was, if God doesn't get you, the dogs will. that
Yeah.
was their motto. Si el Señor no te coge, los perros sí.
Eh,
I used to love that too, man. That whole crew when he was alive. So yeah. So shout out to Tanya for wearing that T-shirt.
Yeah.
That brought back a lot of memories right there in that shirt.
Yeah. That guy was over as hell.
Oh, that dude was huge in Mexico.
Yeah.
One of the bad guys, man. He's one good bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what else do you have in mind, Jorge?
Well, I wanted to mention that there was some good news coming out of Nick August camp. Now that Ring of Honor is a partnership with, as we know, with New Japan, they also have a partnership with the NWA, which that also came out this week as being true now. And after Cody Rhodes defends his title against the Mac, I guess he was either last night or tonight on one of their shows for Ring of Honor. Uh, their championship match at the 70th anniversary show is going to be a 2 out of 3 falls match now.
Yep.
So, so that's gives a chance to maybe get all this there to go longer. Maybe get a nice 30-40 minute match where there's somebody will really have to earn the title. And we'll see in what shape both of the wrestlers will be in that main event for that title. So that's going to be good. It kind of reminds me of the old days when they used to have those 2 out of 3 matches for the title, especially the Ricky Steamboat Ric Flair match. That was 2 out of 3 when Ricky Steamboat beat him. And he put him in that chicken wing move. I said, "Oh God, he put him in that chicken wing. He's done." I used to hate that move too, the chicken wing.
And also, by the way, Magnus was wrestling tonight at Ring of Honor.
Oh yes, yeah, he's supposed to go. Who's supposed to be going?
Daniels.
Yes, Christopher Daniels. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because Cody was wrestling the Mac for the title tonight.
Yeah. So the rumors. Let's talk about the rumors. There
Well,
was a
don't
rumor.
well, before we start the rumors, there's also unfortunately the talking of the viewership for Impact this week. I believe it was 229.
Yeah.
229. What was that? Was that the number?
Something
Yeah.
along those
No, no,
lines. Yeah.
no. 222. I'm sorry.
222. Yeah. Yeah.
222. So it actually went down from last week 229 on the 20th, and on the 13th it had done 258. So it was actually going up from that disaster August 9th 168 thousand, and it kept climbing, and now the last 2 episodes, which have been from Mexico, and I think they've been some good shows, has been going down now. So yeah, so 222 was this week's show for Impact Wrestling from Pop TV, the home that brings you shit's creek, the only original show on Pop TV,
Yeah.
which I think
Yeah. Yeah.
they should do. They should do if people actually watch Pop TV and Shit's Creek is so good, which I think the show on it is good. Put the show as a lead-in to Impact and bring viewers to stay after the show. You know what I'm saying? So put two live shows back to back and see what they could do with that. But you don't want Pop TV either, so
Yeah. The August numbers were horrible.
yeah, horrible. Yeah,
Yeah.
horrible numbers.
Completely. It is what
Yeah,
it is.
that
And
was.
I think I don't like to talk about ratings until obviously the end of the year,
Mm,
but I think their one of their mistake that they did was turning Aries heel. I think what the people wanted was Austin Aries as a babyface. Once they turning heel as a champion, the ratings went a little bit down, and obviously by not having the knockouts at the middle of the show at the top of the hour, obviously you're gonna lose some viewers. Historically they have always helped ratings, especially when you put them on that position. But
But,
the
but also too, what gets me upset is that they're putting too much um, confidence. I don't know if that's the right word for me to use. I guess sometimes on the wording,
yeah.
but they're putting too like their eggs all in one basket in John Morrison or Johnny Impact, especially now that he's out and doing Survivor. They think that that's going to help bring some viewerships because now they're going to see, oh, Johnny Impact from WWE days, and now he's wrestling for Impact Wrestling. Oh, let's turn in and see what they can do. But I still don't feel him as being as a legitimate threat for Aries. I don't see him beating Aries about for glory for the title, and this he should not even having a title match. But it also shows the lack of star power in the main event level when it comes to Impact. So
Yeah. Uh, all of this could have been easily avoided by one guy, by your guy,
oh
who
god,
didn't show up. He had the star power and he threw it to the
who
garbage
you mean?
can.
You mean your guy, your best friend Alberto?
Oh
Oh,
boy.
that by the way, talking about Alberto,
And
the
con-
radio.
yeah,
I don't know if anybody caught the little Twitter post that I posted there afterwards that I retweeted, but I guess he had a picture with him and his new girlfriend, and somebody, told I have wrote to him saying, "Wow, this is definitely a step up from the last one you had." And Alberto Del Rio went crazy on Whiteout Girl
yeah.
page, because I call it Whiteout because that girl is whiter than milk. And this dude like went berserk. Oh yeah, at least she's not one in three different states or has nine arrests. I'm like, oh my god, like dude, like I know you're mad or you shouldn't be mad because you moved on and you actually showed that you actually went up in the scale when it came to womanhood. Because the new woman that he has, that girl, whoo, she's gorgeous. I mean, and compared to Page, whew, Lord, I mean, there's no comparison. But he went crazy on Twitter.
Yeah.
There's no point for that. That right there is childish. You're 40 something years old, and that right there is just childish. But that just proves how easy social media has become. That where you could go there and just say whatever you want about anybody and just whatever.
So
But when
Jorge,
people,
there have been a couple of rumors over there on WWE land and Impact Wrestling land, and we're gonna be talking about that. So last week there was a meeting of WWE officials and Impact Wrestling executive at the WWE headquarters on on Connecticut, right? And
yes,
obviously the meeting was described as a general discussion between the two companies and obviously a way to get everybody who's important inside both company talking with each other. Keep in mind, Scott Demore and Ed Norton were the ones who represented Impact Wrestling, and on the other side were the Triple H crew, right? The Triple H guys. Keep in
yes.
mind, Vince McMahon, Stephanie McMahon, and Triple H were not involved during these meetings. That was the first report. The second report that came in with the details said that obviously WWE were the ones who requested a meeting with Impact Wrestling. Also, there was the rumor that obviously Impact Wrestling was trying to get some sort of a deal that they could have some place on the WWE network for other exchange for more for the use and license of more of their content for being used for DVDs, for future DVDs for AJ, Samoa Joe, and people like that. Also, during that secondary report, it was reported that now Impact Wrestling is no longer on the red. They are near the green. So they don't own any money and they're starting to making money, but obviously the pop TV deal is not giving them any money. So what do you have to say about all of this, Jorge, and the rumors? And what part of the rumors do you believe, and what part you don't believe?
Well, first, we're all human beings and we're all skeptic and we all want Impact to succeed. So when it comes to rumors, I believe no rumors. But when it comes to rumors, I believe every rumor. So it's you get excited for some stuff or you don't, and you start your brain starts analyzing everything. It's 2018. We're going 2019. Impact is no longer in the red. It's still not making money, but it's not losing money. They're having shows. They're having some good shows. They're having some good pay-per-views or mini pay-per-views on Twitch. They had a good show down in the UK last month. So All In was amazing. Uh, New Japan, Ring of Honor sold out Madison Square Garden for next year. Nobody believed that could have happened, and it happened. So that's something that makes you go like, wow. The NWA wrestling is coming back and being relevant again. No one thought that was going to happen, and it's happening. So right now, I mean, I have to say that it could happen. You know, let's not hold our breath that it's going to happen, but if it does happen, the landscape of wrestling will just keep changing, and people who were not aware of AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode, and all those guys that we learned and grew up watching from the last 10 years will get to see now in the WWE universe if they were able to get their hands on this, tapes and stuff like that, and the footage from before. And then they'll know that they actually wrestled somewhere else and not, just being name dropped or being told by somebody, oh, he wrestled somewhere else before. So only time will tell, man, honestly. Well, I believe no rumors, but I believe every rumor. Because, like I said, it makes me think, and it's just like, wow, can that be true? And we noticed, and as we noticed before, somebody started the rumor from somewhere. It came from somewhere up there, and it trickled down to us people down here. So it started somewhere in like somebody's company, and it's out here for us to talk about. So it could have some merit, it could have nothing, but it was interesting to see.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep our eyes
Oh yeah,
on
eyes and ears open.
yeah, we're gonna be investigating, sending real journalists over there and find out the truth.
And like you mentioned before, with the pop TV, we all know that it's only on a year basis, especially this year because they couldn't find a TV deal when Jerry came in at the beginning of January. So they signed back to Pop TV for another year. So this should be coming up at the end of the year. So if something has been signed, it has to happen this year. If not, and they go to the WWE, they'll start making money. If not, then we will never see Impact, or we'll have to go into the GWN app to watch Impact if they don't have a channel. Because I highly doubt it that they'll go back to Pop TV if there's nothing else left out there. My goodness, if once that new wrestling future wrestlers warriors
Yeah,
on Saturday mornings at 9 on WGN.
yeah. Future
Yeah, what's it
wrestling.
called? It's called Future. Is that what, like Wrestling Warriors or something like
Yeah,
that? If that could get a TV deal and nobody knows what that is, and it's on Saturday mornings at 9 or 10 on WGN, Impact Wrestling could get a freaking TV deal somewhere. Damn it! If it's in Tennessee, put it in the country channel, the CMT channel.
whatever.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? At least it's something. It's Tennessee, ain't Tennessee. The House of, not the House of Blues, but the Hall of Fame, Music Hall of Fame is up there,
Yeah.
or the country music thing, put it out there. Then the CMT, the country music station or whatever channel. It's something because at least people will watch it. And if that show could get a TV deal on a Saturday morning and nobody ever heard of that before, come on, man. I mean, really,
Yeah.
anything can happen. Anything can happen. I'm into the anything can happen mode right now.
Yeah.
It has to happen.
Yeah, I think, by the way, one of the things that it escaped me was obviously Johnny Impact is receiving a push, and he's now
Mm.
on
Survivor.
Survivor, right? And Survivor obviously is owned by CBS, right?
Hmm.
And they have a network of channels and stuff along those lines. So it could be all of this push for Johnny Impact could be a play into getting a better better TV deal. If I'm not
No,
mistaken, CBS is one of the stage. Pop TV is one of those stations owned by CBS, but don't quote me
now
on that.
Johnny Impact. Is he the first wrestler to ever appear on Survivor?
No,
No. Okay.
I
Is he? Has there been if there's been other wrestlers? Anybody from the WWE?
no that I'm
Not that you're
remember.
aware of
I
it.
think
Because
Jesse Gutter was there.
oh yeah, yeah, Jess. No, I thought he was a Big Brother.
Yeah. Sorry, but it is one of the their
No, because I
shows.
was gonna say if this Johnny Impact is the first wrestler, or if not the first wrestler, then not a WWE wrestler. So that could also help. I mean, he'll be the first top wrestler from a top company on Survivor. If he's the first wrestler, not being WWE. So that will definitely help.
Yeah. So they should that should be a play for getting a better TV deal. But hell, who knows, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right. But
Yeah,
I'm staying positive.
you're staying positive. The other
Like
the
I don't believe no rumors, but I believe every rumor.
I I only believe rumors that are positive. That's it.
I don't believe in rumors, but I believe in every rumor until it comes out and says, okay, this was a lie. Okay, I knew it.
Yeah, I knew it.
So I knew it.
Okay, so that would be it for episode number 11 of the Impact Bodega podcast. Make sure to check us out next week. It is gonna be a big, big podcast. We're gonna be have back on Mr. Chef making his
Good job.
triumphant return, and
Return.
we also have Larkin. The guy is very happy right now. He's now politicking to become Scarlet Bordeaux protege.
Oh
So
yeah.
obviously he's gonna come to the podcast with a big all smile. So obviously there's gonna be a lot of fun in the next episode of the Impact Bodega podcast. Make sure to follow Jorge at Impact Bodega Podcast on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at Wrestling Robber. Also follow me on YouTube on my YouTube channel. Obviously, Robert Does Wrestling Reviews, where I obviously talk about wrestling, any part wrestling. Obviously, make sure to check out Larkin with his show, the SMN Podcast, and Chef with the Hill Thing 6. Do you have anything else to say, Jorge?
No, you said it all today, brother.
Okay, so we will see you on the next one. Take care. Goodbye.